It's a cloudy day, but it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really affect on what's going on inside here. So you're here for a Qigong class, 24 posture Qigong. It's one of many, many, many hundreds of different Qigongs. It's, as far as I can tell, it's one of the easier ones. And the attitude that you should be taking is, even though I bill it as Chinese yoga, in yoga generally you try and push the stretch. Well, it took me a long time to come to this conclusion, but you're supposed to be relaxed. You're not supposed to be stretching and pulling. I overdid it, and it took me a while to get back to the idea that you need to be relaxing. So you don't need to be, like I said, stretching or pulling, and only go as far as is comfortable to go. If you want to sit down, you can do all these sitting down or standing up. I've taught a lot of classes, and there are people who come who can't even hardly stand up, and they just do it, basically imagine that they're doing it. I had students who would do it before they went to bed, and I would tell them, well, you start it before you go to bed in your mind. You probably go through the whole thing at night. Sounds weird, but it's interesting. So we'll start out by relaxing. So first thing I'll say is relax the top of your head. So what that means is just focus your attention on the top of your head. We just stay there, and I'll just go down from the top to the bottom. So relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax your ears. Relax your jaw. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your elbows. Relax your wrists. Relax your hands. Relax your chest. Relax your abdomen. Just putting your attention wherever I'm suggesting. Relax your hips. Relax your knees. Relax your ankles. And relax your feet. And I like to say, when you're standing like this, a lot really is going on top of everything relaxing. Your muscles are changing their function from movement to support. So a whole different blood flow happens when you're standing like this. And through the whole session, you'll be standing like this. And I heard it said that standing is Qigong's $1 million secret. To me, this is as important, or as doesn't seem like it would be, but from their point of view, it is. That they're doing nothing really. So I'll take time between each of the postures. So next we'll do some energy. Just Qigong is one of the things that we define it as is energy work. So I'll start out with, this is a simple set. Your hands come right out so they're parallel to the floor or the ground. And what you're doing is you're just putting your hands out into the energy coming up from the earth. Nothing has to happen. Don't expect anything. Just put your hands out there. And you might feel like I feel tingling my palms. So just hang out there with your palms facing the earth. Now turn your palms up to the sky, or the heavens, as we would say, as they would say. So you're kind of, you're putting your hands, your palms out into the flow of the energy coming from the heavens. So you could say that we're kind of in the middle of this energy from the sun, a whole stream from up and a whole stream from down. And that's where we are. So next, you want to have your palms facing each other. So you can just move your palms toward each other and away from each other. This is something a lot of disciplines do. They just, and you might feel something, you might not. Whatever is there is there. Something is happening. So next, this is kind of acquainting you with the energy of your whole body. So you can start on your left hand and feel some energy going to your right hand, up your arm and across your shoulders and down to the right, and then flows between and up and around. Just go like that for a little while. And then you can go the other way, start from your right and go to your left and make that circle. Just kind of like when I said put your attention on the top of your head, just put your attention on where I'm suggesting this energy flows. Now you can move your hands like in a ball, like you're have a ball between your hands. It's actually a ball of energy. So just kind of manipulating it. Like I said, don't really expect anything. Don't judge yourself. If you don't feel anything, just keep moving your arms. Okay, now we'll go have our right hands up, facing down, palms. Left hand's palms facing up. And just sense that energy coming. Let's just start from your right hand down to your left hand, up your arm and around in a circle like that. You now switch hands. Water energy coming down and going around like that. I've often, I don't do it now, but there was a time when I would go just stand out in the woods in one position, and they're actually they're whole teachers who that's all they teach is standing. Pretty wild to think about from our point of view. Okay, so now we'll just pause, just kind of notice what's going on. Something might not, don't worry about it. Your hands are not out in the flow, they're just kind of at your sides, and you're just kind of enjoying, or not annoying, enjoying. And one thing you want, just try to remember is keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. What that means is your tongue is touching where your teeth meet your soft palate. That there's an energy, this is a Chinese idea. There's an important channel that goes from your upper lip, up your face and down your back and up down between your legs and up back to your lower lip. And when you have your tongue on your mouth, roof of your mouth like this, you're connecting that. It's called a cosmic orbit. You're connecting that energy. And if you have any balance problems, I've seen this taught as a method of balance, of fall prevention. They teach this as fall prevention. And if you walk around with your tongue on the roof of your mouth, it sounds kind of weird, but it's a habit I have now. So if I'm not talking, I just do that. Okay. So next, the first position is one palm touching below your navel and the other hand right on top of that. And this is called absorbing the pure essence of the mountains and the seas. And there's so many meridians, that's an energy channel, and acupuncture points connected, just standing here, that you're actually absorbing this huge energy, or wonderful energy. So again, just be patient. Another thing is tongue in the roof of your mouth and knees unlocked, just bent slightly. Okay, so when between all these postures, we do some, I'll just say breathe up, and your hands will rise up and go down. Technically, this is called stroking the old sage's beard. So you're going up and then you're coming down the beard just once. If you just remember that, if you're stressed, and you just go behind a closed door and do that, breathing in and breathing out, it'll calm you right down. So the next position is called searching the sea. So I'll turn sideways in this one. You just bend a little forward, hands on your hips, chin a little bit out, and then you just turn your head to the left. You don't turn your shoulders, and then to the right. The only thing that's moving is your head. Everything else is still. And so we go for 5, 6. Remember, don't push it. Don't push your neck further than is comfortable. And 7 and 8. And then breathe up. I found out kind of the hard way about this relaxing thing. You know, I went through a phase a while ago of trying to make these stretches, big stretches and intensive stretches, but all of a sudden it hit me, no, it's supposed to be relaxing. Not that yoga is not relaxing, but it's, this pain is not, if it hurts at all, you're going too far. Like if your neck hurt past just a little bit here, then that's as far as you want to go. Okay, the next one is called looking at the moon. So this one, hands on your hips, chin down toward your chest, and like again, your shoulders are do not move. So you just look up over your left shoulder. That's looking at the moon. Right shoulder, slow and easy. Because I've knocked my neck out by doing this too far. So the key word is relax. Changes the whole thing. And we do 4 each side and up. I've been doing this 7 or 8 years. And I'm still like, I just made this transition back to being relaxing just like a week ago. And I can tell my ribs feel better. I was just pulling too much. The next one is called lifting the tripod. So this is the way it looks from the front. And you're just going up. Again, don't just be really gentle with yourself. Come down, make a half fist right here. Up, down, and up again. Don't. I guess I was doing this for a while the Western way, like stretch, stretch. It's got to be a big stretch. Well, I gave that up a couple weeks ago again. Again, if you can only go this far, that's okay. And last one, and breathe up. This Qigong is the easiest to remember, this one I'm doing right now. And it's very, very few people stand still for more than any time at all. We're always moving around. Even when we're not, we are. Okay, next one is called drawing the bow. So your hands come up like this, and then they come to the front. You're like looking through this triangle. Then you stretch. And again, this one is be really gentle. Don't pull in, don't let anything pull apart. Okay. Not counting it, but we do 8 of most of them. If we just do, like the first 2, we do 4 on each side. So that's drawing the bow. There are a lot of YouTubes on standing meditation. There's even one that's has 6 or 7 chapters. How could you do that like 2 hours on standing? Well, they do it. Okay, next one's called Falcon Flaps Its Wings. So you start with your hand like this, and just like a falcon. It's actually one of my favorite ones. Between classes or after this is over, any of these that you remember, you can do by themselves. And it'll be good. Last one. And breathe up. I'll remind you again with your tongue on the roof of your mouth and your knees unlocked. There was a retired colonel that came to one of my classes. He said in the military, they only let you stand with your knees locked for a little while because you'll faint if your knees are locked for more than some amount of time. So, and when another little thing, when we're like falcon flaps his wings, you can be pumping your knees. When you're pumping your knees, something called cerebrospinal fluid is going up your spine and up into your brain. So you're sending water, really potent water up into your head so you can just stand there like that. Bend your knees hardly even at all, and you'll feel your thighs pumping. Okay, next one is called plucking the stars. So, not ready to move yet. So we'll start out, the right hand behind our back, in our front, our other hand right here. And the key to this is you're watching your hand. So your right hand's going up, and then coming down and behind. So you might notice if you're watching your hand all the way, your neck's just giving this little, like figure eight. You don't even know what's happening, except your neck and your spine is getting quite a nice vacation. And what I do is when I go up, I actually come up on the balls of my feet just a little bit. Your heels come up. And what that does, there's in acupuncture in Chinese medicine, a big point on the ball of your foot, a critical one. So when you're doing that, when you're doing this, that's the last one. I'll just go like this. Your neck is getting a nice massage. Your feet, that point is getting stimulated. So that's quite all these things. I mean, I've been thinking about this for years as I'm doing it, and there's so much going on, so much. Anyway, so that's plucking the stars. The next one is called waving arms. So you start like this, your right hand behind, and you go up, and then you hit your fingertips and your fingernails either way. So what's happening here is your fingertips all at acupuncture points, your fingernails do, and this thing right here is major junction point of meridians. Just don't worry which way your hands, which one is which, just do the number at first. Sometimes it takes a while to coordinate which hand goes which way, but just do it one after the other. And this is the last one. And breathe up. When I learned, what they told us was we're starting at the top of our head and going down. Well, the more I do this, I realize none of these are isolated. They affect all your whole system is affected by every one of these. Which took me a while to get that. Anyway. So the next one is called summoning the chi. So your left hand goes below your navel. The other one goes on top of that, and then you're going to the left, you're circling, you'll only lightly touch your abdomen. And your shoulders are hardly moving. Your arms are doing the work. So there's 4 that way. Starting at the bottom, 4 the other way. And feet up. The next one's called Lotus Leaves Rustling in the Wind. So feet shoulder width apart, and actually do clap your hands. Warm up your hands, warm up your palms. And then on your lower back, you're going up and down. In Chinese medicine, your kidneys are almost as important as your heart. So that's what this was about. So starting from there, we're going to rotate our hips. So first your hips are forward, then you're around in a circle to the left, up front, 2, 3, 4, and then starting at the front again, go the other way, 1, 2. You can see, like I said, I was taught that this was isolating, but it's not. Everything, that's the last one. Everything is moving right from the top of your head to your toes. It's all like this. Everybody says it's all connected. Well, in this case, all your meridians, all your points, everything are always connected to a certain extent. So, everybody okay? Good. I can't do anything about it if you're not. If I was there in person, I could. The next one is called Pushing the Stone Tablets. So this one, you start with a fist. You both fists on each hip, and then you push out with the left and look down at the right. And again, just do this. Don't push it. Just gently stretch. And this twists your whole spine. Last one. So that's called Pushing the Stone Tablets. That's the halfway mark. Well, actually, the next one is the halfway, but either one. So we'll just go do a little more. Just kind of focus, notice what's going on in your physical self or your energetic self or whatever self you want to. Okay, next one is called Thrusting into the Mountain. So your feet are a little wider in this. I'll go slow. So you start with your left hand up and like this. It goes out like you're doing that. Don't worry if this one doesn't. Don't worry if you don't think you have this right. Just keep moving, do the best you can. If you're moving, if you're trying, something is happening. So they all have these interesting names, this thrusting into the mountain. And that was the last one. It's actually the class that seems to be going the best for me. I'm getting used to the technical part of it. And I would set up where I'm going to do any classes, other classes that I do. Okay, the next one is called Parting the Wild Horse's Mane, or the White Horse. So you want your feet apart. So we'll start with our left hand over our right. And they go up and down, then right over left, up, and go slow. Don't worry, just do your best impression of what I'm doing. One benefit of this is you don't have anybody looking at you. Even a teacher you like can cause you distress by looking and correcting. I never really enjoyed being corrected. And 7. And 8. Okay, and breathe up. Okay, next one is called Willows in the Wind. So your feet are shoulder width apart. Start with the left hand on our hip and the right hand. See how it's behind my ear? And you just let that whole thing fall over. Don't. This is a really powerful one. So this is key that you don't try and stretch to the moon with this one. All you want to do is open all these lymph nodes up, all these lymph nodes in your underarm, up your arm, in your chest, are all opening. And so your whole lymphatic system is pumping. This is where people get major problems in their lymph glands. And this is a really good one to open all that up. 7, this is number 7 by my count. And 8. And breathe up. My teacher had classes for people from the cancer center. And one of the things they reported, and I think it was from this one, is lymphedema getting gone. It's a major problem with people getting chemo and all that. Lymphedema, swollen lymph. So that was called Willows in the Wind. Next one is called Phoenix Spreads Its Wings. So this one, see how my knees are like that and wide apart. And you can just hang this way and just go up to the left. Just gently, be gentle with yourself. Back down to the center. Up to the right. It's called Phoenix Spreads Its Wings. So don't move your knees around. This is mostly your spine twisting. And last one. And breathe up. I think I could get used to doing this on Zoom. Didn't think I liked it, but I'm just kind of doing, I would do this anyway on my own. I do this every morning. So that's actually what I'm doing, except I'm talking. I don't talk when I do it by myself. Okay, the next one is a complicated one. It's called, what is it called? Something. I don't know what it's called. What do you think? I used to use the names every day. I don't use them now. This is called, anyway, maybe I'll think of it. So you start left hand. Here, I'll go do it in pieces. Goes out there. You have like a ball here with your right and the left hand. You go up in the front, down, and then if you can't, either above your head or behind your head. So other one. Green dragon dashing and turning. That's what this is called. Interesting. But the thing is just move. Don't stop. Because as soon as you stop, you stop. So no matter what you're doing it right. I mean, what you're doing is effective. It's not right or wrong. It's just works or it doesn't. This is the last one. And breathe up. Those kind of stir things up a little bit because you're moving so much. So you take a little extra time here. Okay. Next one's called combining yin and yang into one. So you start with your left hand over your right hand and you go up and you scoop and you go down. Right over left, up, scoop, and down. One more. And breathe up. You might realize by just doing this that you're actually, that's mixing. You have an energy field around you. And when you combine in yin and yang, one is up and one is down. So you're kind of stirring this all together with that one. Okay, next one is white crane circles its knees. So you put your knees together, your feet together. Again, you warm up your hands. And then you rub up and down on your knees. Warming up your knees. And then this, be real gentle here. You start with your knees forward. And you circle to the left 4 times. And then to the right. Don't do it if it hurts. Okay, and breathe up. Now we're down. We have the last 8 to do, 7 or 8. So we'll just pause here for a little while longer. At the end, you might keep this in mind. When I have a class outside, I actually have everybody sit down and meditate for 10 minutes afterwards. Let everything calm down. It's just, I never liked it without that because it always seemed kind of rushed, but it probably didn't, but that's what. Anyway, so here we go. The next one is called White Horse. No, riding the horse. Okay. So you start with your feet wide apart, as wide as is comfortable, and you up. I'll go to the side. Up. Again, don't keep your back up straight. So what that means is if you're going forward, you're going too far. Just go as far as you can with your back, like a straight. Like if you were against a wall, you'd be going up and down the wall, your back and your head. And last one. And pick it up. Next one's called Taming the Tiger. Interesting name. So your feet are wide apart. And again, you want your back up straight. So just shift your weight to the left, to the right, back to the left. Oops. Right, left, right, and left, and right. Okay. Taming the tiger. The next one is hard to get. I mean, it's complicated for one thing. And I know people who have been doing this for years, including me. They don't do it like the teachers do it. So don't you worry about how you're doing it. So you start, you see, my feet are in like shoulder width apart. So you start here, wait a minute. And this goes swords that turns and stokes the fire. So this is really complicated. So even if you can just do a little curtsy. This might be a little hard to see, but. And one more. The last three are much easier to see and get. Okay. Next one is called, what is it called? Supporting the sky and searching the sea. This is the only one we say you want your legs straight. So you start with your fists here and you go up with your left hand. That's supporting the sky. And this is searching the sea. Other hand. Other side. You see the stretch? If you do this even halfway, the stretch goes all the way upside your body. All those, actually everywhere else. I don't know what they have habits that I don't like about this. This is a pretty comprehensive effect. Number seven. 8. And breathe up. Okay, next one's called Lotus Swings in 4 Directions. Now, if you need something to balance you, it's fine to put one hand on a chair. Sometimes I still do that. So your hands on your hips again. And lift your leg forward, back. See, I need to balance. Across the front to the back. Up. Think of it as lifting, not kicking, lifting. 4. 5. Don't go as fast as I am if you can't. If you don't, it's not comfortable. Kind of known for my speed. Not in a positive way. Okay, and breathe up. Okay, take a pause here. Next one's called pacing forward and backward. Wonder if I should do this sideways. So put your left heel on the floor and go across your foot and up on your toes. Back. Right. This final exercise is like, what do they call it? Foot reflexology, because you're going over all your points on the bottom of your feet. All the acupuncture points. And at the end, big toe is a liver point, so that's like, okay, empty out the liver. It's fascinating the way they've connected everything up. And last one. Okay, that's the final one. I'll put my thing over here. We can turn it over to the audience for questions if you have any.
Yes, Bob, I have a couple questions.